Okay, what's up? Lil Lotus, how do you sound like him? So, I'm gonna tell you. So this is gonna be how to sound like him on Bodybag, featuring coldhart. Just gonna focus on his part, Lil Lotus's part, because that's what the video is. So, let's get into it. I'm going to show you a little bit of playback here. Just so you know what you're getting into. Not all stock plugins. Obviously, you can copy the settings to whatever plugin you want, but there's going to be a few Waves plugins, including, don't come at me, CLA vocals. So here's this. Okay, so Lil Lotus has like that super emo sounding vocal situation going on, so I think that's really cool. It sounds really good for him, especially with his voice. Basically what I did, I just recorded the hook and then pasted it over here so that I could mess with the settings. So we'll get into that in a second here. So let's pull this up. This looks really confusing. I promise it's not that bad. Okay. Lil Lotus. So on my microphone going in, I just threw this stuff on here. So you're going to root your mic in here, obviously. I'm not going to do that because I'm using it to record the video. You got this limiter here. I didn't use any limiting aspects. I just took a little bit of noise gate for like computer fans or whatever you got going on, siblings yelling or whatever. A little bit of compression going in. Turn down the attack. Yeah, just copy this. If you don't want to buy these, they're like $30. I think all of them are like $30 that I use. Like, just copy this onto like Fruity Compressor or whatever. A little bit of auto-tune. So Lil Lotus in the song, it's kind of noticeable. He's got the auto-tune coming through a little bit more. With this, I didn't really want to do that. So if you want it to be exactly the same, you could turn down this knob a little bit more. Very, like, to 15, I would say. Key, obviously make sure your key is right. Yeah, that's good with that. A little bit of EQ just to take out these frequencies going in. Now, going into the vocal chain. So this is going to be this part here. Obviously, it's rooted the same. Don't worry about this yet. We'll get into that in a second. So this is going to be the intro part. Right here, obviously. Let's get into this chain. So we got this de-esser going in to take out those S's, obviously. That's what that's for. Some EQ, we're going to take out these lows with the high pass, and then just carve out these little bits here. When you're doing your EQ, jeez. I notice a lot of people just like put things wherever and just don't like, they butcher it, so don't do that. A little bit more carving, and then I boosted this like the tiniest bit, just because with the emo thing, you're getting that like nasally situation. Soundgoodizer, obviously you have to use Soundgoodizer. That's in FL Studio. Tiny bit, because if you use too much, it sounds like trash. It's literally just for like balancing and bringing things up a little bit. Some more compression after that. Very minimal. I turned the attack down, the release down like tiny bit. As you can see, it's very minimal. Just copy those settings or whatever. CLA vocals. I use the Start Me Up Dry preset because I didn't want reverb or anything. I left this the same. These two were up higher. I just turned them down. You can mess with all of these plugins to see what sounds good, because obviously we don't have the same voice. Yeah, that's it pretty much. I mean, I think this is down like 1 decibel. Yeah, so turn those down because it was too intense. A little bit more EQ, just carving out like some of these mids and that low frequency that was coming through. A little bit of chorus just for some smoothness. I put the light HF preset on and mixed it down here, obviously. And then now we're getting into this crazy automation. So you've got this, I think it's called a bandpass. I'm not sure if that's correct. It's the radio preset. And then I just kind of went like this and then dragged this out a little bit and made sure it was kind of flat. Then what I did was, you're going to come down here, right click this, and hit create automation clip. I'm not going to do that because obviously I have that already done. So that you're going to get this. It's going to look completely like this section here. It's going to be all flat up here. And then you're going to have to go in here and, you know, mess around, see what sounds good, because in the song Bodybag, in the intro, you know, he's got the hook playing through this little spot, but it's kind of cutting in and out. So here I can play this, and you can see like right here it sounds very muddy, but then like when it's cutting out here, it's coming through a little more. So you'll see what I mean here. So, you can hear that. So that's how you do it. You know, just come in here. You can buy this FLP in the description if you want to do that. Yeah. Then what I did, right click file, hit this and drag it to here. It's the exact same vocal chain, except I got rid of this bandpass because you don't need it in this area. It's not there. And I added this fruity wave shaper just for a little bit of what's it called? Saturation. It's very small, obviously. This starts in the middle and I pulled it up here. That's it. That's the only change. What I did was I selected these two, route to this track only. It is the bus for the vocals. Some secret sauce here. This plugin is really good. Abbey Road is obviously like the Beatles studio. I came in here and got the lead vocal preset. It makes things like really crisp. So I thought it sounded really good. I added some delay, blah blah blah. Obviously, you can copy these down. I'm not going to explain everything. I did mix this down here. The wet knob is like how much the plugin is going to come through. So I turn that down. Reverb, it's the default settings, except I turned this knob up a little bit. And I mixed this down. I think that's it for the vocals. So over here on the beat, this is a remake of the OG beat. I just kind of messed around with the levels for that because it was kind of some things were coming through more than they should have been. And yeah, obviously just your volumes and everything. On the master, I threw this on as well. It's a really good plugin. This pop in preset. Come back here. this preset is really good. I use it on everything. Every song that I make, I put it on the master. Yeah, the song is kind of like, it's a good song. It's one of my favorite songs. Obviously, you get that emo influence coming through, and then you got coldhart's part, which is pretty unique to coldhart. You know, he's got that like monotone voice. It sounds really good. Okay. Let me just play this back for you. I noticed when I was editing that I accidentally reset this, so I put it back on the lead vocal. Don't worry, I put it back. So, Lil Lotus, Bodybag.